Ever wondered if basketball gods just got bored, compiled all their cheat codes into one human form, and then dropped him into the NBA like a digital prank? Observe closely, for what you're about to witness is not merely a player, but an entire system update disguised as a casual stroll. We are here to decipher the curious case of Luka Doncic, a phenomenon who decided the league needed a fresh coat of Slovenian paint, applied with an almost criminal lack of effort. He didn't just walk into the NBA, he materialized, fully formed, like a myth skipping the awkward origin story entirely. This isn't just about a rookie making an impact, it's about a grandmaster playing chess while everyone else is still fumbling with checkers, occasionally looking up with a bemused smile as if to ask, "Is this all you've got?" Prepare to have your understanding of professional basketball subtly rearranged, much like a defense trying to guard him. His court vision isn't just good, it's an omniscient, preemptive strike, a panoramic view of unfolding chaos that only he seems to navigate with serene composure. It's as if he's playing the game in slow motion while everyone else is stuck on fast forward, seeing angles and passing lanes that exist only in a higher dimension of basketball intellect. Imagine a spider meticulously weaving its web, each strand a calculated trajectory, each connection a potential trap for the unsuspecting fly. Luka operates with that same intricate precision, except his web spans 94 feet and ensnares entire defensive schemes. He doesn't merely pass the ball, he delivers prophecies, leading teammates to open looks before they even realize they're open. It's less about finding the open man and more about creating an entire open concept, a spatial anomaly that defies conventional geometry. Defenders often find themselves in a labyrinth of his making, moving pieces in a grand design they can barely comprehend, let alone counteract. Then there's the infamous step-back three, a move so devastatingly effective it should probably be illegal in several states. It's a dance of casual disdain, a subtle shimmy that creates a canyon of space where mere millimeters once stood, leaving even the most athletic defenders grasping at thin air. He doesn't elevate with explosive springs like an extraterrestrial creature, he simply drifts backward, defying gravity just enough to launch a perfect arc, often with the kind of placid expression one reserves for ordering a coffee. It's the basketball equivalent of saying, "Hold on, let me just casually remove myself from your pathetic attempts at defense, then I'll gently drain this three-pointer over your desperate flailing." This move isn't just a shot, it's a psychological weapon, a consistent reminder that you, the defender, are merely a prop in his highlight reel, destined to be immortalized as the unfortunate soul who got Donic'd. His control of tempo is perhaps his most understated yet potent superpower. He slows the game down to his preferred, almost glacial pace, dictating every dribble, every cut, every shift in momentum. It's like watching a maestro conduct an orchestra where the other team is forced to play his melancholy tune. He sips time like a fine wine, milking the shot clock, baiting defenders into premature lunges, then striking with surgical precision. This unhurried dominion isn't born from a lack of athleticism, but from an abundance of cognitive processing power, a mental CPU running at overclocked speeds. Opponents find themselves caught in his molasses-like rhythm, their frantic energy dissipating into frustrated sighs as he calmly orchestrates another masterpiece, making a fast-paced sport feel like a leisurely stroll through a garden. Luka didn't just accumulate triple-doubles, he made them seem like a quaint afternoon hobby, racking them up with such alarming regularity that the achievement itself lost a bit of its luster, becoming almost expected rather than celebrated. This isn't a statistical aberration, it's a standard operating procedure for a player who treats every possession as an opportunity to impact the score sheet in every conceivable category. Before most teenagers even contemplate a learner's permit, Luka was already signed with Real Madrid's professional system at 13, making his senior debut at just 16, a surreal preview of his future casual dominance. These stat lines aren't just numbers, they're the fingerprints of a player who touches every facet of the game, a quiet assertion that he's not merely participating, but fundamentally altering the ecosystem of the court. His clutch performances are legendary, almost predictable in their inevitability. He lives for those final possessions, those do-or-die moments where mere mortals succumb to pressure. Instead, he seems to awaken, finding an extra gear in the final seconds, as if the stakes just make the game more interesting for him. He doesn't just make clutch shots, he crafts narratives, turning nail-biters into personal highlight reels, leaving commentators speechless and opponents wondering what cosmic injustice just transpired. At 19, he not only became the youngest EuroLeague MVP in history but also led Real Madrid to the EuroLeague championship, clutching the Final Four MVP trophy simultaneously, demonstrating a preternatural ability to shine brightest when the lights are hottest, years before ever stepping onto an NBA court. It's an almost arrogant composure, a self-assuredness that he will, in fact, deliver, and usually with a flair that makes it seem almost elementary. The comparisons to all-time greats started almost immediately, not as hyperbole, but as a genuine scramble by analysts to find a historical analog for this unprecedented arrival. Legends like LeBron James, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, names usually reserved for hushed reverence, were thrown around casually in conversations about a kid barely old enough to rent a car. These comparisons aren't just flattering, they're a testament to the raw, unfiltered completeness of his game, a mosaic of legendary skills assembled into one unbelievably young package. It's a bit unfair, really, to burden a young man with such colossal expectations, but then again, he consistently meets and often exceeds them with the same shrug and half-smile he uses to hit a game winner. His global sensation status isn't just about his on-court wizardry, it's about the sheer audacity of his talent, a phenomenon that transcends geographic boundaries and language barriers. The world watched as this Slovenian prodigy, with his deceptively unathletic gait and often questionable conditioning, systematically dismantled the supposed pinnacles of basketball competition. He became the poster child for the skill over pure athleticism debate, proving that a savant-like understanding of the game, coupled with an almost supernatural touch, could conquer all. His journey from Europe's brightest star to NBA's instant sensation wasn't a gradual ascent, it was a catapult launch, making him a household name from Slovenia to Dallas to Shanghai. In his rookie NBA season, Doncic set a new record by becoming the first player in league history to record 200 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists within his first 8 games, essentially announcing his arrival with an exclamation point that reverberated across the globe. This wasn't a slow build, it was an immediate, undeniable statement of intent, a declaration that the league had a new, unusual sheriff in town. He arrived not as a prospect, but as a fully developed superstar, skipping the awkward developmental stages entirely, as if he simply downloaded the necessary skill set overnight. This unprecedented immediacy of impact left Jaws agape and stat sheets overflowing, proving that some talents aren't cultivated, they simply are. The most startling aspect of Luka Doncic is not just what he does, but how he does it. There's an almost unsettling ease, a quiet inevitability to his greatness that borders on the uncanny. It's as if he's not merely reacting to the game but anticipating it, living several seconds ahead of everyone else on the court. This makes his opponents appear less like elite athletes and more like bewildered children, caught in a game where the rules are constantly shifting, and only one person seems to hold the instruction manual. His dominance isn't aggressive or boastful, it's a calm, methodical dismantling, a patient deconstruction of defensive strategies that makes you wonder if he's simply toying with the competition. It's truly creepy how effortlessly he bends reality to his will on the hardwood. The admiration for Luka, then, isn't just for a great basketball player, it's for a profound, almost primal force of nature manifesting on the basketball court. He's the tempest and the calm all at once, an organic, unmanufactured talent that reminds us of the raw, untamed beauty of natural phenomena. There's something deeply humbling and inspiring about witnessing such innate, unadulterated genius, a flow state that appears less learned and more discovered. He plays with the uninhibited freedom of a child, yet with the wisdom of an ancient sage, a paradox wrapped in a jersey. We stand in awe not just of his skill, but of the seemingly effortless, natural way he manipulates the complex tapestry of an NBA game, reminding us that true greatness often stems from an intrinsic connection to the game itself, a spontaneous eruption of pure basketball artistry. So, are we merely spectators, or unwilling participants in the grand, unfolding saga of basketball's most improbable natural wonder?